Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're gonna finish, I know it's been a while, I have all these Valentine's Day fabric squares and we're gonna make the 8th one and then it's gonna be a table runner. Again, I know it's been a while, we're gonna finish this up and then we'll start some new stuff. But for that you're gonna need, and I chose these black with hearts, you need 3 squares that are 3.5 inches, and out of the same fabric, this one here, I've already sewn it. You're going to need 2 that are 4 inches by 4 inches. And then out of this, my solid pink, I made 2 4x4 and 2 3x3. So for the beginning, we're going to take our 4-inch squares and we're going to make them half square triangles. Again, I've already done a bit of it. Sorry. Also, I guess I should start over. This block is called Belle's Favorite. So we're going to turn this into half square triangles. So I just took the ruler, I laid it corner to corner, and I drew a line all the way down. Then I sewed a 1/4 inch from either side. Now you could also, which I've done in a lot of videos, lay the 1/4 inch line and then draw the line down, lay the 1/4 inch line on the points and then draw the line down there, which I've done, and that would be your sew line then, but that's not what I did this time. So now I've already done obviously those, and I'm just going to cut this one apart. We're just going to iron this open, and then we're going to trim these down to 3.5 inch squares to match those. And we've already done one like this. We did the leaf block in the one sew along I did. I think the November block. No, the October block. One of them was a leaf. But this one doesn't have a stem, and it's what's in the book, and that's what I was going with. So we're just going to line this up. My diagonal line there. I'm just going to line it up right there on the seam, as close to this edge as possible. I'm sorry, I'm a little winded. I'm getting over being sick. And, well, I'm a little winded. So we're just going to cut off the edge there. Just a little bit. Then we'll flip it around. And this is where we'll line up, again, the diagonal line. But we're going to line up the 3.5 inch point here. Which I got a little extra fabric there. I'll trim it off when I'm done here. But we're going to just trim it down there. And there. And then it's just a little bit of fabric there. We're just going to line this up and trim off just that little point. There you go. Now we'll do the next one. Excuse me. Again, you're just going to line up the diagonal on the first time. And you want to make sure you still have that your 3.5 inch point down there. You're going to want to make sure that it still has some, at least a little past it. So when you trim it on this side, you're not trimming it too short. Otherwise, you're going to have to cut it even smaller and start over. Again, 3.5 inch point, diagonal line, and then you'll just hold it down. And there you have it. Let me put those to the side. Now we're just going to lay it out. And again, I said it is pretty much a leaf. But let's lay it out anyway. Your penguins are going to go on the corners there. Oh, I think I need another one of this one. Yeah, I'm going to pause the video and get that. But these will go like this. And then these will go like this. And then I'll just get another one of that. I'll be right back. Turns out it was just laying right behind me. Alright, so there it is. Again, like I said, it makes a leaf, but it was the block. And this one's called Belle's Favorite. And this block is a 9-inch block. So now we're just going to sew our rows together. And then, or blocks into rows. And then sew our rows together. So we're just going to, I'm going to switch you to the sewing machine, but I'm just going to fold it over like this. And then I'm going to just cut them off and pull the other one over. I'm not going to come back here for that. So let's go to the sewing machine. Let's just sew straight down. Grab the next one. Line it up. And the last one for this row. Now these are pretty small. I don't usually pin when it's a pretty small section, but if you're new to it, I recommend pinning. So now I'm just going to cut this one off. I'm just going to do them one at a time, and when I open it up, I'm going to open it up here so I can just pull the other one over and lay it out how it's supposed to be, and then just fold it over. Or if these were little, I mean, these are little, but if they had seams that needed to match up, I would totally pin that because, you know, I'd probably mess it up if I didn't. Cut off the next one. I'm going to fold it open here. Pull this one over. And I'll pull it over just how it was laying there, so then I know I've got it right. And the last one, which I almost did wrong, so you got to be careful. Let's sew that down. Now we'll take them all over and iron them open and pin them. So I'm not going to cut this one apart, and the other reason I'm not cutting it apart is because I want to make sure I put it together right. So I'm going to, they go all different ways, so just for the purpose of this one, I'm going to iron the top and the bottom outside and the middle to the inside. Well, that's why you cut it apart, because it's not very cooperative, we'll call it, if you don't, but we'll make it work. And then we'll do this one. Just the middle part is hard when you don't cut them apart, but it's not too bad. See, because either way on some of these you're going to have to iron it to where there's a little bit of a seam, but it's no big deal. So now we're going to pin this part. We're going to fold this down, and I'm going to pin right there at the seam, and then I'm going to pin at the end. And when I pin the end, actually I line up the end, but I pin it down here because then my sewing machine won't actually get to it, and I can leave it until I'm completely done sewing. And then I'll pin the beginning just because I'm going to flip this open. Flip it open, sort of, and flip this up. And we'll flip it over and do the same thing. Then we'll line up this one. And I'm not going to pin the beginning of this one because I'm just going to take it over and hold it there. So let's go back over. Pull my pin. there. And there. Now I can take that pin out. Let me grab my starter, ender, whatever. Switch it around, and we'll sew the other side. Grab that again so I can get this off the machine. And we'll head back over. Now we're going to iron it open. And it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to iron them to the outside. Came out pretty. I like it. There you go. It is called Belle's Favorite in this book that I'm using. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you make it along with all the other ones and make yourself a nice table runner, and I will see y'all next time. Have a great day.